David Ornstein drops transfer bombshell this afternoon as Liverpool step up their search for a striker. Liverpool close in on Alexander Isak deal after Fabrizio Romano's shock update. Newcastle could sell exceptional star to Liverpool if they sign Hugo Ekitike, and it's not Alexander Isak. Hello, fellow Reds! Come check out the latest updates from the greatest and most successful club in the world. According to David Ornstein of The Athletic, Liverpool have contacted Eintracht Frankfurt to discuss a possible move for French striker Hugo Ekitike, who is also on Newcastle's radar. In fact, the Magpies seem to have taken a hit. They recently had a bid of around £65 million rejected by the German club, and now they see Liverpool entering the race with strength. The Liverpool's pursuit of a new striker this summer has just taken a significant new turn. On Wednesday, Ornstein had already revealed that Liverpool approached Newcastle for Alexander Isak. Soon after, Empire of the Kop reported that the Premier League champions are prepared to offer the Swedish striker a 6-year contract. However, Liverpool's sporting director Richard Hughes doesn't seem willing to put all his chips on just one name. Ekitike has emerged as a clear alternative, and that could stir things up in Tyneside. The Liverpool's priority in this window is clear: reinforce the attacking line. The club is open for offers for Darwin Núñez, while Luis Diaz reportedly wants to leave Anfield. All this opens the door for new faces up front. Ornstein also pointed out that despite the delicate moment following the tragic passing of Diogo Jota 13 days ago, there is an awareness within the club that reinforcements are necessary for the upcoming season. And while Isak may be the top target, the interest in Ekitike shows Liverpool are acting smart, not putting all their eggs in one basket. For Newcastle, watching the Reds approach both their top striker and one of their own transfer targets must be frustrating. Hughes is playing it strategically. If Liverpool can't convince the Magpies to sell Isak, who's valued at around £120 million, then the Eintracht Frankfurt striker could be a much more accessible and very promising alternative. Andy Jones, also from The Athletic, said that Ekitike fits exactly the profile Liverpool are looking for: top-level experience and raw qualities that can be shaped into a world-class striker. The Frenchman is a threat in the box with intelligent movement and excellent dribbling. Last season, he scored 22 goals and averaged 3.04 progressive runs per game, placing him in the top 4% of strikers in Europe's top 5 leagues in that metric. If Isak proves too expensive, Ekitike could be just the right piece to keep Liverpool's attack sharp and competitive. Either way, it's great to see the club being active, strategic, and aiming high. The 2025 season is looking exciting. And you, fellow Reds? Would you prefer to see Alexander Isak leading Liverpool's front line? Or do you believe Hugo Ekitike could surprise everyone and become Anfield's next top scorer? Let us know in the comments. Now moving on to the next topic. It's exciting to see Liverpool moving boldly in this transfer window. According to reliable sources, the Reds have opened direct talks with Newcastle to try to sign Alexander Isak, one of the breakout stars of last season and among the most promising strikers in European football. Isak, currently ranked as the 4th best striker in the world by 442 magazine, was absolutely decisive for Newcastle. With 27 goals and 6 assists, he helped the Magpies qualify for the Champions League and win their first trophy in 70 years, a truly historic achievement. And now, he may be about to wear the famous red shirt at Anfield. The latest bombshell came from none other than Fabrizio Romano, one of the most respected transfer insiders. On his YouTube channel, he claimed that Liverpool are ready to offer a record £120 million for Alexander Isak. More importantly, Romano revealed that the player hasn't closed the door on a move to Liverpool. In his words, Isak didn't stop Liverpool from doing this, which makes it clear there's interest from the player's side. Newcastle have maintained a firm stance in recent months, insisting Isak is not for sale at any price. But that stance may be tested if the player himself shows interest in joining Liverpool. When a player of this caliber leaves the door slightly open, the selling club is under pressure to at least consider the offer. This potential signing would mark a significant shift in Liverpool's financial approach. In recent years, the club has been very cautious and strategic with its spending, but recent rumors suggest that might be changing. In addition to Isak, names like Florian Wirtz and even Rodrigo have been linked with Liverpool, pointing to a potential new strategy. Spend big now to build a solid foundation and avoid heavy spending later. If it happens, signing Isak would not only raise the team's technical level, but also send a clear message to the rest of Europe. Liverpool mean business. The Swede is young, talented, composed, and has already proven he can perform in big games. Exactly the kind of player who could become a legend at Anfield. So now the big question is, do you support a record-breaking investment in Alexander Isak, or do you think Liverpool should stick to a more conservative and sustainable model? Let's move on to the final topic of today's video. The current situation at Newcastle could, surprisingly, open great doors for Liverpool in this transfer window. With Hugo Ekitike potentially arriving at Tyneside, a chain of events could unfold, and the Reds must be ready to benefit. Ekitike is a striker, but not a traditional number 9. He's highly versatile and can operate centrally or on the flanks, particularly on the left. That type of tactical flexibility is exactly what Arne values in his attacking players. Fluid, unpredictable players who can disrupt defensive structures. Ekitike doesn't stick to one fixed position, a trait increasingly valued in modern football. However, that same versatility could create a dilemma for Newcastle. If they don't sell Alexander Isak and still bring in Ekitike for a hefty price, as Eintracht Frankfurt are demanding around £85 million, someone is bound to lose their starting spot. And signs point to that someone being Anthony Gordon. As expert Seb Stafford-Bloor pointed out, Ekitike played on the left for Frankfurt before being moved centrally. In Eddie Howe's preferred 4-3-3 system, he would likely occupy the left side, Gordon's current position. This opens a golden opportunity for Liverpool. Gordon is a boyhood Liverpool fan, has shown plenty of quality, and was even publicly described as exceptional by Howe. If he starts to lose his place due to a new signing, he may see a transfer to Anfield as the ideal next step in his career, playing for the club he's always supported. According to behind-the-scenes reports, the Reds are already monitoring the situation and would be at the front of the queue if Gordon becomes available. On the other hand, if Ekitike is being brought in to replace Isak, the situation also favors Liverpool. The Swedish striker is a known target for the Reds, and although Newcastle have said he's not for sale, Fabrizio Romano revealed that the player hasn't closed the door on leaving. That puts Liverpool in a strong position to act if the Magpies reconsider. Whether Ekitike replaces Isak or pushes Gordon out of the squad, his arrival at Newcastle could be the spark Liverpool need to secure a major signing. And since Howe is unlikely to move away from his preferred 4-3-3, someone will be left on the bench, and the Reds are clearly ready to pounce when that happens. With so many quality players involved, the big question now is, Hugo Ekitike, Alexander Isak, or Anthony Gordon, which of these players do you think is most likely to wear the Liverpool shirt this season, and who would you most like to see strengthening our attack at Anfield? Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.